Alright, I'm going to start off what I did last weekend. The rain was so horrible, I didn't get a lot done. I split some 2x4s and put them in between the 2x6s so I'd have something to hang my insulation on and ceiling, so I have 24-inch center. All I had to do is just rip it, pull a string, and then shim it behind it, make sure it's nice and straight. All the soffit and fascia is done. On the end I took a 2x6 and took some eave drip and put it backwards on it so I'd have some metal to go up behind it, and then I trimmed the little angle on that eave drip that it has, and then covered it with the vinyl fascia. Up on the roof I've got the tar paper on. Alright, I used 15-pound felt and I did a 50% overlap, so I have two layers. I cut one off on my starting piece and then put a whole piece on top of it, and then up top I went all the way to the top and then put a half piece so it would be covered up, doubled. I've got to put some contractor construction paper on top of this tar paper so it won't stick to the metal. That's a problem when you put metal on a flat roof, so I'll have to get that up. Hopefully I'll have most of the metal put up today. The weather's supposed to be good all weekend, but it's Florida, you never know. And then I stapled it down with this stainless steel staples. I'm going to put white Galvalume on top of it. In Florida you don't want a dark roofing metal. White can be about 20 degrees lower if you use a white as opposed to something like a nice color. Our tiny house is so tall you're not going to see what color the roof is anyway. And then I've got aluminum eave drip that I'll cover up the top of the fascia with. It won't function as an eave drip, it's just basically a trim it out, make it look nice. Alright, I got some construction paper put on top of the tar paper. Since I'm putting the metal directly on the roof, you can't have pressure treated lumber or tar paper in direct contact with the metal. This stuff's pretty thick, so it'll do a good job. It's not too expensive. Alright, I can start dragging metal up now. Alright, I'll give you a top view. That eave drip is primarily for decorative purposes. I have an enclosure. When the tin goes over the top, the enclosure underneath it will stick to this, keep the critters from wanting to get in the gaps. And I cut back that paper and that tar a little bit to keep my vent open. So I want as much ventilation running up there as I can. Alright, well, the roof's on. All I have to do is finish nailing that top edge. I ran out of screws. I don't have to mess with that stupid tarp anymore. And it didn't get hot up here today in the sun when I was putting it down. This white reflects really well. And I left a little bit more overhang on the low side. I want that water pouring off to clear everything.